जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन शोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन मुनातीरावनचारी मुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय श्री श्री राधा माधव की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Today we are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 17. The Lord travels to Vrindavan, verse number 48 and 49. जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। केह यदि तारा मुखे सुने कृष्ण नाम तारे मुखे आन सुने तार मुखे आन। सबे कृष्ण हरि बलि नाचे कांदे हासे परंपराय वैष्णव होइल सर्वदेशे। Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Translation. When someone heard the chanting of the holy name from the mouth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and someone else heard this chanting from that second person, and someone again heard this chanting from the third person, everyone in all countries became a Vaishnava through such disciplic succession. Thus everyone chanted the holy name of Krishna and Hari, and they danced and cried and smiled. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The transcendental potency of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is herein explained. First, the holy name is vibrated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When someone hears from it directly, he is purified. When another person hears from that person, he also is purified. In this way, the purification process is advanced among pure devotees. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and no one can claim his potency. Nonetheless, if one is a pure devotee, hundreds and thousands of men can be purified by his vibration. This potency is within every living being, provided he chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra offenselessly and without material motives. When a pure devotee chants offenselessly, another person will become a Vaishnava, and from him another Vaishnava will emerge. This is the Parampara system. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकय चक्षु उन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So we are reading Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela chapter 17 verse number 48 and 49. Translation: When someone heard the chanting of the holy name from the mouth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and someone else heard this chanting from that second person, and someone again heard this chanting from the third person, everyone in all countries became a Vaishnava through such disciplic succession. Thus everyone chanted the holy name of Krishna and Hari, and they danced, cried, and smiled. Hare Krishna. So, once when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was residing in Jagannath Puri after his sannyas, he desired to go to Sri Vrindavan Dham. Sri Vrindavan Dham is the ultimate goal of all Gaudiya Vaishnavas, all the Vaishnavas in the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Rupa Goswami explains that higher than Vaikuntha, Vaikuntha Dham, where Lakshmi Narayan stay, higher than Vaikuntha is Mathura. Why? Because Lord Shri Krishna appeared in Mathura. Higher than Mathura is Vrindavan, because Krishna was transferred from Mathura to Vrindavan and he performed his childhood pastimes. Higher than Vrindavan, here Gokul Vrindavan, is Govardhan, because Krishna lifted Govardhan for 7 days and nights under his, and all devotees were under Govardhan. On his little finger he lifted, and so many other pastimes he performed at Govardhan. Higher than Govardhan is Radha Kund, Sri Radha Kund, where Krishna performs his confidential pastime with Srimati Radharani and all the other gopis. And there is nothing more higher than Sri Radha Kund. So Radha Kund, Sham Kund, Govardhan, all these come in Braj, also called Vrindavan. So where Krishna stayed is called Vrindavan, and the whole Braj is also called Vrindavan. So all devotees desire to go to Vrindavan. And when they go to Vrindavan, they desire not to come back. We need to permanently stay in Vrindavan and practice our devotional service and worship the fair and black divine couple. Krishna is black and Radharani is Gauri, fair. So in some literatures, they address Sri Sri Radha Krishna as fair and black couple, because there is only one black in Vrindavan, one Shyam in Vrindavan. That's Shyam Sundar. So it is ultimate goal to go to Vrindavan, not to Vaikuntha. Every dust particle of Braj Raj can give us Krishna Prem. Every leaf and every drop of Yamuna water can give us Krishna Prem. And if we can't go and reside in Vrindavan, we should again and again go to Vrindavan, and we should hear about Vrindavan from devotees who are attached to Vrindavan. We should hear Vrindavan pastimes that develops our ardent attachment to Vrindavan. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to go to Vrindavan, and in Jagannath Puri devotees didn't want Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to go because they were feeling separation. So they will keep postponing his plan. So one day after all the festival period was over, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his secretary Swarup Damodar and his dear associate Ramanand Rai in a secluded place, private place. These two, Swarup Damodar and Ramanand Rai, were very close associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he took them into confidence. He caught hold of Swarup Damodar and Ramanand Rai's hand in his hand very affectionately. And he said, "My dear Swarup Damodar and Ramanand Rai, I have an ardent eagerness, desire to go to Sri Vrindavan Dham, and please allow me to go. Since so many months I want to go, but you are playing tricks with me." They really played tricks. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "I want to go," they told him, "Oh, go after Rath Yatra." After Rath Yatra, he said, "Oh, go after Dola Yatra." After Dola Yatra, "Oh, go after Janmashtami." So they went on postponing, playing tricks. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was feeling restless to go to Sri Vrindavan Dham. So he told, "My dear Swarup Damodar and Ramanand Rai, I want to ardently go to Vrindavan. Please give your permission. I want to go tomorrow morning itself. And don't inform anybody. Because if devotees around come to know, again they will try to keep me here. King Pratap Rudra will try to keep me here. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya will try to keep me here. Kashi Mishra would try to keep me here. Jagdanand Pandit would try to keep me here. So I want to go incognito." Incognito means in private, early morning when nobody has woken up. In fact, midnight. In dark, I will go. And I will go from the forest path. And if anybody tries to follow me, then you both should stop that devotee. And when devotees go to search for me, they will search me on the road. But I will be on the way, in the forest path. Nobody will search me in the forest path. And in that way, I can go to Sri Vrindavan Dham. This is my ardent desire. And I'll be very happy when you happily allow me to go. But if you are unhappy, then when I am going, I will be unhappy. So you please be happy and give me permission to go." We see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is independent supreme personality of Godhead. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is master of all the universes. He does not require anybody's permission. He is supreme master. But out of love of his devotees, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has become under their control. And he knows that if he goes, these devotees will be unhappy. And making them unhappy, if he goes, then he will be unhappy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's happiness is dependent on happiness of devotees. Krishna's happiness depends on the happiness of devotees. So if we want to please Krishna, if we want to please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then the only and the easiest way is to please and make his devotees happy. It is not easy to make Krishna happy directly. What will we offer him to make him happy? But if we make a devotee happy, which is easy, then Krishna will become happy. For example, if you have an opportunity to meet Mukesh Ambani, the richest person, now tell me what gift you will carry which will make him happy. Is there any gift you can carry which will make him happy? No. Because he is the richest person, he has everything. Whatever you buy, he has 10,000 times better than that. If you buy him a pen, he has a golden pen. If you buy him a shirt, he has a golden shirt. I mean, with gold thread. But if you purchase a small toy for his son or a grandson now, small child, or a chocolate or a mithai, sweets, and give to that child, and the child becomes happy and joyful and smiles, that will make Mukesh Ambani happy. So it's easy to make him happy by making that child happy. In the same way, it's easy to please Krishna and make Krishna happy by pleasing a devotee, a sadhu, a pure soul, a Mahatma. And how to make a devotee happy? It's very easy. A sadhu is pleased even by offering a glass of water. A sadhu is pleased by simple prasad or clothes or any assistance, or just by chanting our rounds nicely we can please a sadhu, a spiritual master. So it's very simple. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, if you are happy, then I will be happy. So please allow me to go. So Sarup Damodar responded, he said, my dear Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are the independent supreme personality of Godhead. You don't need to ask our permission. All this while we play tricks so that you don't go to Vrindavan is because we are very affectionate to you. We love you. But we will not play any more tricks. You please take your decision and you can go tomorrow morning. But since you told me what will make us happy will make you happy, since you made this statement, we have one request. Our request is, take one Brahmana assistant with you. Don't go just alone. This assistant will cook for you. He will collect alms for you, and he will take care of your clothes and other things. He will arrange water for you so that you can freely chant. So they requested Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to take one assistant. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, I don't need an assistant. I will manage. They said, my dear Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, your both hands will be busy because you will be having your beads and you will be chanting on your beads whole day. So how will you carry your water pot? How will you carry your clothes? And in the forest there is nobody to invite you to give you prasad. So you will have to pluck the vegetables, fruits, roots, leaves and do cooking. So whole day you chant on your beads and one assistant will cook for you. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also used to chant on beads. There is some wrong propaganda that these beads which we chant in ISKCON has started recently. It was not there during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time. But Chaitanya Chaitamrita Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains that even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to chant on beads. And some people say, why you are chanting and counting? This is not bhakti. Bhakti means you just chant Krishna's name. You don't have to count. Whom do you have to show your count? Some people say like that. Other people say just chant in your mind, you don't need a bead. But my dear devotees, please understand this method is established and performed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, that when we chant on beads we are disciplined every day, minimum 16 rounds. So this counting on beads helps us to maintain the discipline. Otherwise we'll end up not doing much chanting. We are sadhakas, sadhana, Vaidhi Bhakti. So we follow the rules and regulations under the obedience and guidance of Srila Prabhupada, who is ISKCON's founder Acharya. Whatever he has given, we should follow. No addition, no subtraction, as it is. Then we are assured to go back home, back to Godhead. So please chant on beads and chant distinctly, audibly, so that you can hear. Not just murmuring in the mind or lips. And this chanting, these beads will help you to go back home, back to Godhead, to receive the mercy of Krishna, to receive Krishna Prem. So Swarup Damodar requested you, please take one Brahmana assistant. Finally Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, okay, but I want a good assistant. He should be a relative new devotee and he should be peaceful in mind. Because last time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he went to South India, they gave him one assistant. His name was Kala Krishna Das, and he created a disturbance. Kala Krishna Das was a good devotee, but somehow he got attracted to some woman and he left association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had to go and bring him back. And in the family in which the woman he got attracted to, they were nomad, gypsies, and they attacked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with weapons. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't like this. That such a restless person whose mind is not peaceful, who has illicit connection with woman, I don't want such an assistant. So even though he was in association with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, still he got attracted to woman and he fell down. So fall down is possible even in association of Krishna. Maya is so prabal, so strong. That's why we should always protect ourselves. Not only we should associate with Krishna, we should associate with his devotees. His pure devotees, they make a fence around us to protect us, and we should follow our rules and regulations. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I want a simple Brahmana who is peaceful at mind. Then Swarup Damodar said, I know one devotee. His name is Balbhadra Bhattacharya. Balbhadra Bhattacharya. He is a Bengali Vaishnav, and he is very simple brahmachari, and is very pure at heart, and is very peaceful, and the biggest thing is he loves you, and he also has a desire to see Vrindavan. So you please take Balbhadra Bhattacharya as your assistant. While you chant and dance in the forest, Balbhadra Bhattacharya will collect alms for you. He will pluck the vegetables, fruits, roots and leaves from the forest. He will cook for you. And you take one more assistant who will carry your clothes, who will wash your clothes, who will carry your water pot. So you take two assistants. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu agreed out of loving request. So next day, early morning, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had already taken permission from Lord Jagannath during the evening Aarti. Without permission of Lord, without the mercy of Srimati Radharani, without the blessings of the spiritual master and the devotees, we cannot go to Sri Vrindavan Dham. One cannot reach Vrindavan by ticket. Just because I have a flight ticket or a train ticket reserved, confirmed seat, that doesn't mean I will reach Vrindavan. Vrindavan is not part of this material world. We can reach Vrindavan only by the mercy of Srimati Radharani. So every day we should pray to Srimati Radharani that please be merciful to me. She is ocean of mercy, Karuna Mai, and she loves all the devotees. She is mother. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took darshan and blessings of Lord Jagannath. He took permission of Lord Jagannath. He is teaching us as a devotee. He himself is Jagannath. He himself is Krishna. Say Gaura, say Jagannath, say Krishna. But he teaching us as a devotee. And early morning with two assistants, Balbhadra Bhattacharya and another assistant, in dark he left and he started walking on the forest path. Then devotees woke up in the morning and they took bath and they went to take darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not in his room. So devotees started searching here and there. He is not in the room, he is not on the street, he is not in the veranda, he is not at the ocean shore, he is not at Haridas Thakur's kutir, he is not in Jagannath temple. Where is he? The devotees started searching and they become anxious and they developed anxiety that what happened to Mahaprabhu and how can we live without him? Then Swarup Damodar told all the devotees, don't be anxious. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at midnight, early morning, he has left for Vrindavan with Balbhadra Bhattacharya and one more assistant. So all the devotees started walking towards the Vrindavan road, that we want to go with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We can't live without him. We will die here. Swarup Damodar explained that, look, it is desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to go alone. He doesn't want anybody else to go with him. We, with difficulty, push two assistants. So he will not be pleased if you go behind him. So you please stay here. And devotees somehow controlled themselves. They were feeling very big pain of separation. This is another good quality of devotees, that they will control their feelings of pain so that the Lord is pleased. This is love. What is the use of that love when you are thinking about your pain and not your lover's pain? That is not love. That is selfishness. But when a devotee is ready to sacrifice his feelings for the pleasure of the Lord, that is pure love. If I do for Krishna what he likes and I also like, that is not great. But I do for Krishna what he likes and I dislike, that is great. Srimati Radharani says that if by putting me in distress, Krishna becomes happy, then that distress is my greatest happiness. If my pain gives pleasure to Krishna, then that pain is my greatest pleasure. This is unconditional love for Krishna, and we need to develop that. We are part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna loves us. He is in our heart. And we are supposed to love Krishna. That is our natural situation. That is our natural position. That is our constitutional position, to love Krishna. But alas, unfortunately, we love mobile, we love car, we love house, we love clothes, and we love dogs, but we don't love Krishna. So this human form of life in association of sadhus is an opportunity to express our love for Krishna by performing devotional service. So Swarup Damodar told all the devotees, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will not be pleased if you follow him, so please stay here. and they all controlled themselves and stayed in Jagannath Puri. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so happy walking in the forest path, and Balbhadra Bhattacharya is there with him and another devotee. And in the forest at one place there were tigers, there were elephants, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is walking. Balbhadra Bhattacharya got afraid, fearful. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came near elephants and tigers on the path, they gave way. They went on the side to give an opportunity to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to continue walking. And then another place there were a group of tigers and elephants and rhinoceroses and so many other animals, one by one, and they will all give path to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Balbhadra Bhattacharya was surprised that these animals are so calm and peaceful. They are giving path and allowing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and us to walk. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the forest is in ecstasy with raised hands. He is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, and dancing so joyfully. He saw the forest as Vrindavan. And he was walking, there was tiger sitting on the path, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet touched the tiger. And as soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet touched the tiger, Balbhadra Bhattacharya understood, today we are finished. This tiger is going to attack us, kill us and eat us. But the tiger got up, and very lovingly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, my dear tiger, please chant Krishna's name. And the tiger started chanting Krishna, Krishna, Hari, Hari. And that was amazing. One point of time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was taking bath in the river and chanting his Gayatri. And suddenly 10, 12 big wild elephants came to take bath in that river. And Balbhadra Bhattacharya was fearful. He said, now these elephants will enter the river waters and they will attack Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And I want to protect Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but how can I protect such a small human against 10, 12 gigantic wild elephants? He wanted to protect, but he didn't have any way to protect. He himself was afraid. And after finishing his Gayatri, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the elephants on the river bank, he took some water and he started splashing on the elephants in play and fun. He started splashing waters on the wild elephants. Anybody would say he is provoking them. And as soon as the water which had touched the lotus hand of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu touched the body of elephants, they developed ecstasy in Krishna Prem. They started screaming Krishna, Krishna, and some of the elephants were having tears in the eyes, and some were jumping and chanting the holy name, some were rolling on the ground. And now how can we imagine these elephants rolling on the ground chanting the holy name? This is the touch of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And once they were walking on the path, the tigers and the deers and the does, they were walking behind Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would sing the holy name, Gaura Madhur Sware, with his sweet voice, the deers and the does get attracted, the male deers and the female deers. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remembered the gopis' prayers and gopis' appreciation for the life of the female deers. The gopis would say, these female deers are very, very fortunate. Female deers are called does. These does are very fortunate. Why? Because when the son of Nanda Maharaj, Lord Shri Krishna, Shyam Sundar, plays his flute, melodious, sweet, attractive flute, the does come to hear it with their husbands. The male and female deer, both together, the couple come. and they become stunned in ecstasy hearing the flute of Lord Sri Krishna. These does are so fortunate, they come with their husband to hear the flute. We gopis, we are not so fortunate. We can't go with our husbands to hear the flute. Our husbands will not allow us. They will not come with us. They stop us to go. So these deers are so fortunate, these female deers. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remembered this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam and he started reciting. Then he saw tiger and deer walking together, hearing the kirtan, hearing the sweet holy name from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mouth. He recited another verse that Vrindavan is so great that those animals who have natural envy among themselves, they forget that envy and they stay together. The tiger, the deer, the snake, the elephants, they stay together. That is Vrindavan. When holy name is chanted, all the envy goes away. The 6 Goswamis, they would stay in Vrindavan and the animals would never disturb them. Haridas Thakur was staying in a cave where one very poisonous large cobra was staying, huge cobra. But he never disturbed Haridas Thakur. In fact, he paid obeisances to Haridas Thakur and left the place so that Haridas Thakur continues to stay in the cave. So spiritual life is such that people forget their natural enmity. Otherwise, there is so much enviousness and enmity in this world that everybody who goes out of the home, he has bitter experience. In the office, he has bitter experience. In the train, he has bitter experience. Among relatives, he has bitter experience. In the family, husband, wife have bitter experience. Children and parents are having bitter experience among themselves. Nobody is happy. So Vrindavan is so nice. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started reciting the shlokas glorifying Vrindavan and chanting the holy name, and the tiger and the deer, they started chanting and dancing and embracing and kissing each other. The tiger is kissing the deer, the snake is embracing the elephant, and tiger and deer are embracing each other, and the goats and rabbits and lions. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was laughing, seeing all this fun. Who will see such a situation? And then as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was singing, the peacocks and the pigeons and other birds, they got attracted and they started making their choo-choo. And the trees and the creepers, they got attracted and they started chanting the holy name of Hari, Hari. And the birds are chanting and chirping the holy name of Hari. And the animals are chanting, and Balbhadra Bhattacharya saw all this and he was completely aghast, completely surprised. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is an advanced devotee, Mahabhagavat, who doesn't differentiate between a dog or a dog eater or a brahmana or an elephant or a tiger or a deer or a snake or a human. He doesn't differentiate. He sees everybody equally. Pandita Samadarshina. He sees everybody equally and everybody loves him. The pure devotee, everybody loves him. Only a foolish person would not love a pure devotee. Only a foolish person will be envious of a pure devotee. Only a foolish person will not offer service to a pure devotee. So everybody loves him and he loves everybody. He treats even animals as his most intimate friends and gives them Krishna Prem. Now we are not on that platform of a Mahabhagavat that we can induce animals to chant in ecstasy the holy name of Krishna. Okay. But at least we can induce humans to chant the holy name. We should go out and preach. We should preach to our family members, our relatives, our neighbors, our friends, our colleagues, and other people on the road, and our enemies. And we should beg them with folded hands, with very great humility, genuine humility, that my dear sir, you are such a great person. Just chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Just please chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. With great compassion and kindness in our heart, we should approach people and request them to chant the holy name of Krishna. Request them to come and take beautiful darshan of Sri Sri Radha Ras Bihari Ji. Request them to read Bhagavad Gita and Srila Prabhupada books. Request them to honor prasadam and offer service to Krishna. Then this life is successful. Krishna will be very happy with us when we preach, or we assist the preachers who are preaching. That is our duty, to preach Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada at age 70 with 40 rupees in his pocket, in a cargo ship having 2 heart attacks, went to New York, America to preach. He was sitting comfortably in Vrindavan, but he went for us. And he has requests that we should practice our Krishna consciousness and we should preach. We should help expand this Krishna consciousness movement. We should do service and make more people devotees. Become nice devotees. Janma sathak kari and kara paropkar, and help others to become devotees. So we can't preach to animals, but we can preach to humans. And minimum we can preach to ourselves. At least I become a nice devotee, give up my laziness, give up my bad habits, give up my anarthas, and be determined that yes, every day early morning 4:30 I will attend Mangal Aarti and chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra and hear Srimad Bhagavatam and Guru Puja and follow 4 regulative principles. At least I become serious in my bhakti. So this is required. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was in the forest, generally there were villages also. So in the villages, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would meet a person, and that person will become a devotee by hearing holy name from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Then that first person will meet a second person, and by hearing the holy name from first person, the second person will become a devotee. Then that second person will meet the third person, and by hearing the holy name from the second person, the third person will become a devotee. And like this, Krishna consciousness spread all over the world and is still spreading. This is in fact predicting Prabhupada's arrival and ISKCON's movement. And everybody is aware of this concept. Like today, coronavirus, there are different stages of spread. The stage 1 is called when an international traveler enters our country and he is tested positive. So he came with coronavirus. Stage 2 is when that traveler who has tested positive gives the same virus to his family members. Stage 3 is, so stage 2 is those who came in contact with the international traveler. Stage 3 is this family gives to other strangers in the malls and the theaters and the streets and the trains and the buses. So stage 3 is those who never came in contact, who never traveled abroad and who never came in contact with the person who traveled abroad, but still they got virus. This is parampara system. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spread the holy name to villagers. That villagers went to another village, and the second village became a devotee, and the second village villagers went to the third village, and the third village became devotee, and the villagers, and that's how this parampara is going on. And one Srila Prabhupada, who came in contact with Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, carried the holy name to America, and today, whole world, there are millions of devotees. Much better than the spread of virus is the spread of holy name. People have changed their lives at disciplic succession. So any village, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go, 4 and 5 Brahmanas would come and request Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to have prasad in their house. Simple householders in the village. Grahastha's duty is any sadhu comes, they should feed him. And if some non-Brahmanas are there, they also want to serve, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not honor prasadam in the place which has not Brahmanas. Brahmanas strictly means those who worship Vishnu, Shaligram Shila. But those who don't worship, those who don't offer every day in their house, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not eat in their house. So they would arrange milk, somebody will arrange yogurt, somebody will arrange rice, somebody will arrange vegetables, somebody will arrange oil, somebody will arrange fruits, somebody will arrange ghee. And Balbhadra Bhattacharya will cook with these ingredients and feed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And sometimes in the forest there are no Brahmana to invite. So Balbhadra Bhattacharya will pluck some leaves and roots and spinach and vegetables and fruits, and he will cook for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He will carry some rice, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would honor, and he would like the forest prasad. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would like simple forest prasad and the flowers. And 3 times a day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will take bath in waterfalls, and it will warm his body. Heat hot water in the waterfall in the afternoon time. The waterfall is hot in the daytime. And early morning sometimes they will collect wood and burn fire, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will sit in front to get warmth. He was teaching us how to stay in a forest. It is possible to stay in a forest and practice bhakti, very simple. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be very happy in the forest, living solitary life. Devotees like solitary life. Now this lockdown, many devotees, we are enjoying in Sri Sri Radha Rasbihari Mandir. The gates are closed, nobody can go outside, nobody can come inside, and we are having nice kirtans and nice dancing, and our Sandhya Arati is going, generally Sandhya Arati is 7 to 7:30. Our Sandhya is going from 7 to 9 o'clock, sometimes 9:15, 9:30, and devotees are chanting and dancing and reading and sharing Krishna Katha, and so nice. It's enjoyable life, where there is no non-devotee association, private time with Radha Rasbihari, private pastimes, confidential pastimes going on inside. Outside people are afraid. Here it's natural life. It's like spiritual world. Gates closed for everybody. We are sitting in the spiritual world with Radha Rasbihari, chanting, reading, and busy with Krishna's service. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very happy in that solitary situation, and he continued to travel and continued to preach. One day he told Balbhadra Bhattacharya that earlier also I wanted to go to Vrindavan, but I couldn't go. This time I am going through forest, and up till now in my journey Krishna is so merciful, I didn't had any trouble. In this whole journey I was very happy, very comfortable, everything was very convenient. I had no distress. Krishna is so merciful, and it is all because of you. And he embraced Balbhadra Bhattacharya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed his affection for Balbhadra Bhattacharya, who offered the menial service of cooking and collecting for him, and his assistant who was washing his clothes and carrying his clothes and water pot. So Balbhadra Bhattacharya, with tears in his eyes, offered his obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, "My dear Lord, I am a low-class Brahmana. I am a fallen soul. I am not qualified to offer you service, but still you accepted my cooking." Now this is very important. Generally Vaishnavas will accept cooked food from only those devotees who are pure. The Vaishnavas will not eat at a sinful person's house, or a person who has cooked and that person is not following regulative principles or chanting the holy name. But sometimes Vaishnavas, preachers do that just to give opportunity for devotees to get purified. They accept their cooking. So he said, "You accepted my cooking even though I am not qualified. It's your mercy. In fact, I am a crow, a fallen crow, and I am doing seva of Garuda. I am taking care of you and cooking for you and carrying your stuff." He compared himself with a crow to a Garuda. A crow cannot do the job of a Garuda. Crow cannot fly so high. Crow cannot carry Vishnu or a mountain. So I am like a crow, but you took the job of a Garuda from me. It's only because of your mercy that a lame man can cross mountain. Mukham karoti vachala. By the mercy of Guru, even a deaf and dumb can recite poetry. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami gives his own example. Devotees requested him to write Sri Chaitanya Chaitamrita. At that time he was 90 years old. His hands would shake and he would have joint pains, and he was very old, and he was bent at his back. He couldn't walk properly. His legs would pain, and he wrote Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, which we are hearing now. Such a great literature, such a perfect literature, such a powerful literature. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is considered PhD in Krishna consciousness. Bhagavad Gita is considered graduation, bachelor's. Srimad Bhagavatam is considered master's study, and Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is considered PhD. So nice, affectionate dealings between devotees and devotees with Krishna and devotees with themselves, among us themselves. So Balbhadra Bhattacharya said, I offer my obeisances to Krishna repeatedly. I offer my obeisances to you. You are Krishna, and you have very mercifully engaged me in your service. Any service we get is Krishna's causeless mercy, and we should be very grateful. Out of millions of people, one person gets to serve Krishna, and we should be very happy and do our service very meticulously, very nicely, perfectly, so that Krishna is pleased. Krishna can choose anybody to do a service, and there are people more qualified than us who can do perfect service. There are gopis in Vrindavan, there is Yashoda Maya, there is Nanda Maharaj, and there are Vishnu Dutas, and there is Dhruva Maharaj, and Prahlad Maharaj, and Narad Muni, and Shukadeva Goswami, and Bhishma Pitama, and Indra, and Brahma, and Shiva. All are available to Krishna for his service, and they will do perfect service without mistake. Still Krishna gives us service and accepts our service with full of imperfections and faults and mistakes. That is his mercy. So we should do our service very nicely, even if it is brooming the temple, even if it is cooking for the Lord, even if it is purchasing bhoga, sabji for the Lord, or any service, even if it is small service, we should do very nicely. We are very fortunate to be engaged in Krishna's service, in the service of his devotees. So Balbhadra Bhattacharya expressed this very great greatness, gratefulness and fortune. And in this way they reach Kashi. What happened in Kashi? We will see it next time. We'll end here. Thank you very much. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. If there are any questions, you may please ask. You may type on the comment box, and we will read the question and reply. I didn't bring water. So we'll end here. If there are any questions, you type in the comment box after the live session is over, and we will give you a reply. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.